Hello, 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 my darlings. Thank you for joining me on A Slice of Life. A Slice of Life. You know, I love these glasses. I want to keep them on during the entire program. But I can't do that because I can't see what I'm doing. And plus, today is a kind of serious day. I'm very glad for you to join me. This Slice of Life is for older people, super aging people, getting older without getting old. Look how fabulous we look. We're getting older. We know that. We understand that. We have all the signs that say we're getting older. But we are on the journey that says we're not getting old. We're not putting ourselves in the coffin. We haven't written ourselves off. We know that I've said more than once that dreams do not expire. And if this is your group, then thank you for joining me on A Slice of Life. I'm Georgianne Thomas, and I love these glasses. You see these glasses behind me? I changed glasses because I have a glass line. I don't have enough subscribers to sell the glass line on YouTube, but I have enough subscribers to sell the glass line on Patreon. If you go on Patreon, you'll find A Slice of Life or Dr. Georgianne Thomas, because I set it up and I've been busy with my Spelman reunion, so I haven't had time to get back to the real business, and that is e-commerce, which is a sad commentary because Spelman shouldn't have been first, but I love Spelman. I love what we did, and I did get a very high esteemed award from Clark Atlanta University, so I just put everything down because I was working on it. So I'm going to go back and work on Patreon and let you know where you can get these beautiful glasses. All these glasses behind me and those that you've seen on me. And do I have a special one came in yesterday? Woo-wee! I can't wait to show you. Today it's gonna be different for me because I don't repeat other people's YouTubes. But Dr. Munroe Myles has passed away. May God rest his soul. He was killed in a horrific accident, a plane crash. I don't know how many members of his family, but it was horrendous. And I didn't know him like that, but as God would have it, I would find him. You know, let me just say I'm wearing John DeVard's jewelry today. I saw his sister at the Spelman reunion weekend, and so I want to give homage to him. Okay, so I want to just give some notes on what of course, you know, the dollar store is my favorite place. And so I got my book. And of course, you all never heard of writing with pen and paper, some of the youngins out there. But pen and paper help you remember and help place that thought deep into the recesses of your mind. But Dr. Myles Munroe, look up The Keys of Knowing God's Plan for Your Life. Dr. Myles Munroe. He spells it Myles Munroe from the Bahamas. The Keys of Knowing God's Plan for Your Life is what I want you to look up. I don't send people away from me, but it's okay because I need you to study. It's a part of your graphitropic time. You know, Myles Munroe talks about graphitropic and phototropic when it comes to a tree and a seed. I'm still in the graphitropic part of this show, although it's been some time now. But that is, I'm still reading and studying and making sure that I am reading and studying something that's going to help further this whole concept and also help expand my mind. So he says that the Bible is not about religion. I've heard him say that before, and I've had to grapple with it the first time. But I've gotten a clearer understanding the more I listen to him and Myron Golden, that the Bible is not about religion. It's about a king, kingdom, a royal family, a government, the colonization of a planet by heaven, a restoration program. And I'm not in any position. My daughter is Reverend Evelyn Sanders Swafford. Her husband is Reverend Raymond Bernard Swafford. They have degrees in theological training. They have theological degrees, and they have had theological training, and they are pastors. I'm none of that. That's why I'm sending you to Dr. Myles. But I wanted to share with you this. My doctorate degree has nothing to do with any of this. All right, but I'm intrigued by it. The Bible is not about religion. It's about a king and a kingdom and a royal family. And then he says, don't compare the Bible to other religious books like the Torah, or the Buddhist book or what. Don't, because those are religious books. They're about a religion. He said, this is not about a religion. This is about a king, a kingdom, and a royal family. And then he says that if the royal family, it's also, he's talking about extend the invisible kingdom of heaven. When he's talking about colonization, he's talking about extending the invisible kingdom of heaven. I had to think about that because when you do the Lord's Prayer, it says, as it is in heaven, as it is on earth. And you know how you learn it as a child, you just say it, and people just say it in church. But you stop and analyze and listen to what Dr. Myles Munroe, Dr. Myron Golden, and other theologians say, you can figure out that there is a direct connection, that we were born to colonize this place with a gift. That's what I got from this. That this particular one is talking about the gift. And each one of us has a gift. And in that gift, we are to create. I'm sorry, this is my daughter. I'm taping my show, but I have you on my phone. It's okay, I'll call you back. I apologize, but I never know what's going on, so I thought I would take that. But I need to say that you were created. He goes on to say you were created to dominate. You were created to dominate. God created. He named all the things he created. And then he created man. And then he said, that's not enough. Then he created woman out of man. All right? But when he created us to dominate. And he said we are all kings. All kings. It's the kingdom of heaven. So it's the king, the kingdom, and the royal family. That's what the Bible is talking about. And that's who we are. And let me get to the good part, the part I like. As kings, we're not rulers of other kings. We're not rulers of your neighbor, or the people up the street, or people you don't know. You don't rule other kings. You don't rule other people. He gave us dominance over the rest of the animals and the land. That's what he gave us. He didn't say anything about being kings over. How you gonna rule a ruler? I really enjoyed this. Then he says, kingship is by ruling a domain. Your gift is what you serve to other people. Your domain is your area of gifting. Your gift is what you serve to other people. We all have a gift. When you got to think about this, none of the fingerprints are the same. We all got the same parts, but they don't look alike unless they're identical twins, right? So we all got the same parts. Our bodies all do the same thing. We are human beings, Homo sapiens. That's who we are. We look differently, but we look differently based on biblical. We talk about biblical. He made us in his image. The first people on the earth looked like this, like me, you see. And there was an evolution of other people. And they became dominant based on a European trend that was started by Johann Friedrich Blumenbach, you see. And so when you go back to the Bible and go into the Bible and go into biblical studies, you got to understand why so much is being hid and locked up and made sure you don't know. Because if you knew the truth about who was here, who was in the Bible, who was the first person who God is talking about, Jesus describes himself. The people in the Bible describe themselves. The pyramids describe who the original people were. And that's why they're scraping the pyramids off. The people on the pyramid trying to lighten them up or trying to scrape them off so you won't know that the first people were black. It's hard not to know that. And people know that. And learned people know that. You see? So let's talk about the gift. No one came to earth without a gift. All of us have a gift. We were sent here on a mission to do something. You're not here willy-nilly. You're on a task. What is that task? What is it that you were supposed to do? Well, you recreated. Some of us had children, but that's part of what you're supposed to do. But you're supposed to create. I created a lot of stuff. You see, many of you have created that you didn't know you created. But you also may not know your purpose. But some of you have done it, or you're in your purpose and don't know that. Dr. Myles, I think, said your purpose is, or Dr. Munroe, one of them, said, your purpose is that dream you can't get rid of. What's that dream that you cannot get rid of? That dream that stays with you, that dream that haunts you. So I had one, and it haunted me, I think, to a point where I got breast cancer because I never told it as a youth, as a middle school, as a college, as a married woman, as an adult, as an older woman, as a worker bee. I never told it. And that's what I don't want for you, baby. I don't want that for you. I want you to tell it. No one came to earth without a gift. Most people die, Dr. Munroe said, without finding their gift. They hear it. It floats around. But they say, no, that couldn't be true. No, that couldn't be true. No, that couldn't be true. Because you don't believe. And so you die without finding out your gift. You are the king over gifts. You are the king over gifts. Not to be a king over people. You're not king over people. You're king over gifts. Your gift. And your gift is what? Do you know your gift? I know several of mine. And I'm working very diligently to get them out. And I have apologized so much to God that, it does, in my prayers, like I am so sorry that I heard you and I didn't listen. But I'm glad he let me stay here. A kingdom of kings. Everyone is equal but different. That's true. No one is better than the other. God is the king of the universe. He said that there will be no other gods before me. Bam. That includes you. That includes me. That includes all of us. He talked about Genesis 1:26. Go and find that. I'll give you something to do for homework. Genesis. He and Myron Golden stay in Genesis because it's the beginning. It's the creation, which is what you are to do. You have a gift. What is that you are to create? What are you supposed to do to help humankind? What word, what statement, what act, what movement are you supposed to leave here to help humankind? That's on you. Stop trying to rule people. Rule in the area of your gift. So you have a gift of communication, maybe. Then that's what you stay in, your gift. People will be attracted to your gift. People will be attracted to your gift. So people will come to you. I spoke with an author, a musician today, and he said God told him to be still and know that I am God. And I will send you all the people you need. You don't have to go anywhere. God, I'm waiting for that message too. He will send me all the people I need. Because I ran behind people so much. God, I ran behind people, hoping that they would just think that I had a good talent, or they could see the kindness in me, or they could see the talent that I have. And when you run behind people, they treat you worse. You would do anything for them. Just, if they ask for it, you do it. those are the people who kick you in the face, kick you down like the video we've been seeing. You don't have to do that, darlings. All you have to do is do what God has asked you to do. You know what that gift is. Why are you not using it? Why are you not using your gift? And your gift will attract the people who's supposed to be in your domain. You will attract your people. And that gift is going, and you'll be able to give them what they need. He said that sheep are the dumbest animals on the earth. I was like, wow, how do you say that? He said that sheep are the only animals that need a shepherd. And I thought about that. I thought about that thing. And every time you see sheep, they have a shepherd. Do goats have shepherd? Is it a goat shepherd? Maybe the goats and the sheep. I don't know. But sheep need a shepherd. But here's the question that he asked. And I love this. I had to hear it twice. He says it twice. He says, listen carefully. I'm going to hold this up so I can say it. Can an army of sheep led by a lion, can an army of sheep led by a lion defeat an army of lions if they are led by a sheep? Ooh, that thing. Come on, Reno. For the people in the back. Can an army of sheep led by a lion defeat an army of lions if they are led by a sheep? And the answer is yes. That's deep, isn't it? I'm gonna let you think about that. The answer is yes. Dr. Myles will tell you how the answer is yes. And then he said that when you talk about God, that there are two places that God associated himself with. That was lions and eagles. Lions run the jungle, and eagles top of the bird list. They can see 5 miles away. When you're talking about being with somebody, think about being a lion. Or think about your being an eagle, but nothing less. It goes on and on and on. The bottom line, and to the answer, the yes answer, is attitude. It's the attitude. I want you to hear in the message about the lion and the elephant. I want you to hear this lesson. I want you to find the time and go find the keys of knowing God's plan for your life by Dr. Myles Munroe. There's no movement. It's just going to be a static picture there. But when you listen to it and listen to the story about the lions and listen to the story about the eagles, but mostly the lions and the attitude. Now you had to go move it down a little bit because he's introducing his wife, his kids, because he's in Nigeria giving this one. But when you get into it, my God, it's worth it. It's worth it. It's attitude. Your attitude. That's what you need to be that warrior, to be that lion, to be that eagle. And everything is lunch. Woo! Everything is lunch. One more thing. Moving away from that, I promised you that I would talk about and I would find something. So let's talk about my daughter's book first. I need you to order Lord Have Mercy. All right? It's on Amazon.com. But I talked about my book, Guide to the Second Time Bride. If you know someone getting married, you're about to partner up and boo up, do not boo up a second time without this. But I promised you I would find the original copy. This was done in 19 Let me show you how fabulous, how unfabulous. This was written in 1976. I want you to see. No, I don't. But let me tell you, this is it. But I want you to see, I want you to know that Dr. Joyce Brothers signed my book, my pamphlet. Why did I know what to do with that? Why didn't I know what to do with Dr. Joyce Brothers and my pamphlet? I received a lot of notoriety from this piece. A lot of newspaper articles. All kinds of things. And the reason why I wrote this, because it was a domestic violence situation that my second marriage was. And because it was, I said, you need to stop and think about who you married the second time. You do. And so I wrote it down. I had people like, I had a number of people helping me. And when I watched the 2016 hotel version of what happened with Puppy and the young lady, I should know her name. It was just heartbreaking to me. And the fact that they keep showing it over and over, I just wish they would stop showing it. That's just me. She has children, and I mean, I don't know. There are families associated with both of them. It's got to be heartbreaking. I'm not dismissing that he did it. I'm just thinking about how she must feel now. Or, on the other hand, maybe people need to see what happens and who does it. Because it is hidden. There are a lot. When I worked for City of Atlanta as the temporary protective order manager for the domestic violence program at the Atlanta Municipal Court, the people who came to see me was not a surprise to me because I knew, but it would be a surprise to you. How many pastors' wives, how many dignitary wives, how many corporate leaders' wives. And at the time I only had, since I was there some time ago, a few partners, male to male, female to female. Domestic violence is real. And so I'm asking people to think about it before you get into that second marriage, and make sure you know who you're marrying, and make sure you know yourself. You know, I didn't heal from Georgianne. The first thing I say is that you should have healed first. When you leave one marriage, you should heal and get to know yourself and find out what you're going to do between that marriage and the next marriage, you know? And so your assignment is to go to Dr. Myles and listen to the discussion that he had. And your next assignment is to buy our books. Hopefully you will be able to get Lord Have Mercy when you have time to go and read my daughter's stories. A lot of personal stories in hers. She's much braver than me, but she had to be the daughter that watched a lot and saw a lot. And then Guide to the Second Time Bride, if you're marrying a second time. I have a friend who's marrying a second time that I didn't know, and I guess she didn't know about my book, but I wish them well, because they don't need it at this point. All right. Remember, I don't know these people, they don't know me, but this is what we want to do. We want to super age. We want to take ourselves out the coffin and take ourselves to a coffee plantation, maybe a coffee plant, or go somewhere where they make coffee or sell coffee, or go somewhere and start a coffee place for ourselves. Instead of a coffin, let's look at coffee. We want to go on trips and get out and drive up and down the highway maybe, or get a driver, or get a friend that knows how to drive, a younger person, and let the top down, let the wind blow through. Now, I had to pin this down, but just the idea of the wind blowing your hair, and you got the top back and the windows open, you know, and let the wind blow on you and have some fun and stop thinking about dying. We all have an expiration date, but your dreams do not. Get into the dream, because in that may be the purpose I've talked about. You need to quit playing, because as I said, and Dr. Myles Munroe said, people die never understanding why God sent them here. I love you. Yes, I do. Oh, I love these glasses. And you can't do anything about it.